Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back. I am dating coach Naz, and in today's video, I want to talk about 5 types of women that you should date. Now, if you're somebody who is tired of dating the wrong type of woman and you are looking to attract a woman that brings out the best in you and somebody that, is able to communicate and have a healthy relationship with you, then this video is just for you. So the first type of woman that I want you to date is an independent woman. All right. Now, when I mean independent, I don't mean hyper independent because that's a whole different scenario. So what this means is that she has her own goals. She has her own purpose. She has her own life vision of where she wants to go in life. She has meaning and she has life outside of your life. Dating an independent woman means that, you're with somebody who values their space, but also values your space. Because a lot of times we get into relationships, and then if one person is a bit more anxious or they get jealous or whatever, then we tend to kind of change our entire life for them, and then we kind of start resenting them slowly you start resenting them. Sorry, this is bothering me. And so it is really important also for both of you guys to understand, or for the women to understand that, you don't need to be talking every single day, every single minute, sending messages every single second to have a relationship. You can still be away from each other. And if you don't have time to miss each other, it's like that's the best part of a relationship, where you can say, I miss you. I can't wait to be with you. Like, that's what you also want in a relationship. Now, why you should date her, right? This kind of woman. So there's actually a study from the Journal of Marriage and Family, 2020. Relationships where both partners maintain their individuality tend to have better long-term success. So what this means is that she doesn't rely on you to complete her. This is a big, the biggest thing that I want you to keep in your head. Somebody doesn't need you to complete them. They have to be whole and complete, and then you need to come into the relationship whole and complete. Okay? It's not your responsibility to complete another human being. And that is a powerful dynamic that you want, a foundation for a lasting relationship. Now, she's somebody that respects your personal space, has her own social life. She, travels, she does her own thing, and is also confident in her own achievements, right? She has something, when you guys are together, she has something to be excited about, to talk about. I had one of the clients a long time ago, but she couldn't be in a relationship without just letting him go on trips. It had to be this whole issue with jealousy and what are you doing? And of course that comes from insecurities. This is an unhealthy dynamic because it's going to make the man, he's not going to want to share things with you, right? Because things happen in life, and sometimes you need your partner to not walk on eggshells and be like, oh my God, if I say this is going to trigger her. If I do this, is going to trigger her. And then at the end of it, you're just living your life for her. And that's not what a relationship is. You should be able to come to her and say, hey, babe, I'm going here. I'm doing this. And talk about it, communicate, right? Also, if you go on a weekend trip, she doesn't make you feel guilty for not spending every second with her. Right? Instead, she's equally happy focusing on her own stuff. And then when you guys meet. And of course, by the way, you guys talk about this, as I just mentioned. You're not just doing these trips, going to Las Vegas, going to strip clubs. Like there's reasoning behind what I'm saying, okay? Because some people, what they do is they take one little sentence that I said and they they write an essay on it. And I'm like, I didn't see any of that. Now, the second point that I want to make is a woman that is emotionally intelligent. One thing that I want you guys to know is that on this channel, we're going to talk about being emotionally available. If you're somebody that doesn't vibe with that, like you don't get it, you don't understand it, you think that's all silly stuff, this channel is not for you, because that's literally all I'm going to be talking about. So better than, save your time to get triggered and all that kind of stuff and move on to somebody that doesn't talk about all these kind of things, right? Now, why this is important is because she understands and manages her emotions well. In relationships, sometimes we want the other person to parent us, to make us feel, validated. But it's like, that's your job to validate yourself, to know, hey, I'm feeling a little bit triggered. I'm feeling a little bit anxious. That is your job to communicate that, to take time out, to say, hey, babe, you know what? I just need a couple of minutes. I'm going to have a bath and I'm going to come back and we're going to have a conversation about whatever it is that triggered you. That is called being emotionally available, right? But when you hear something, you get defensive, you blame, you're being a victim. You start making that, you try to make the other person the bad guy, and you don't have a safe space for the woman to have her emotions and vice versa. That is when, each party starts resenting each other because you don't feel seen or heard in the relationship. And also this type of woman, somebody who somebody who doesn't bottle up her emotions, and she's able to be aware, hey, you know what, babe, I'm feeling like this right now. And she's able to communicate to you in a healthy way without doing all these, I've definitely been in this boat where I've given somebody you don't talk to them. You want them to come to you. You want them to read your mind. You want them to apologize. It's all about them. But when a woman is emotionally intelligent and she works on herself, she knows that it's her trigger that is creating this. It's not the other person. That is when you're able to communicate all of these things. And that is when that's when you build a deeper bond with that person. But when you start blaming the other person and you're like, you know what, it's all their fault. They're the reason why I feel this way. That is when you kind of create a disconnect, because then you kind of make the other person an enemy. Instead of coming together and saying, hey, babe, this is how I feel because of X, Y, and Z thing that happened in my past, my trauma, my experiences, and I just need your support in this. When you say that, Jesus, that is called growth right there. Now, by the way, all the women that I talk to you guys about, women that are emotionally unavailable, I have been this person. This is why I can talk so confidently about it, because I have done these things. I have said all of these things. And I know that it's harmful for yourself. It's toxic. Now, there's a research that reveals that emotionally intelligent women have stronger, more stable relationships because they know how to express their feelings and listen without judgment. This one is big because sometimes as women, I've definitely done this as well. We tend to judge and also mother, right? We tend to mother the man, but it's like, no, the man, he's a man. He needs to do the work on himself. It's not my responsibility as a woman to mother you. And so being able to listen to a man without judging him and criticizing him and letting him just speak his truth is really important for a woman in a relationship. Now, she's able to have tough conversations, but does so with empathy and understanding, not, again, jumping on your back and making you the bad guy. Also, she can listen to your needs and express hers clearly without creating drama, which is, I know men hate that. Men hate drama. Men hate conflict. You guys just want peace, in the household. And sometimes it just takes like 10-minute conversation that is uncomfortable for you, but it will literally make you guys that much closer. And your relationship will be so much more fulfilling when you do that. Now, for example, after a disagreement, she doesn't get defensive, but instead seeks to understand your perspective and works toward a solution together. Again, this is something I never did in the past. I never wanted to understand the man's perspective. I always wanted to blame him and make him the bad guy. But it's like, no. The man has his own trauma, his own things that he's working through, and I cannot put my victim hat on and make me the bad guy. It has to be a two-way street. And so this is why it's really important for you to have a woman like this on your side. And the third and last but not the least point is a supportive and encouraging woman. You want a woman that is supportive of you, of your goals, of your ambitions, of your dreams, right? She genuinely wants to see you succeed. And I feel like I've seen a lot of relationships where, the both parties are competing. The man is like, I'm going to compete. The woman is competing. And it's like, why? You both are a team. Whatever money that he makes, whatever money that you make, it's going to the same tree. It's like the roots, the water's coming in. It's going, wow, I just can't. Why did that come in my head? Anyways, it's going to the same tree, right? So it's like, why are you guys being so competitive? I mean, that's a whole different issue. But a supportive partner builds you up, right? And helps you grow rather than tries to tear you down and hold you back. And I've definitely been in a relationship like this before where, I was trying to come up and then he was trying to suppress me and make me feel small so that I wouldn't shine my light. Well, look at me now. Okay, I gotta stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the reason why you should date a woman like this is because studies show having a partner who encourages your personal growth can increase happiness in relationships. Also, it's found that couples who support each other's dreams tend to be more satisfied and experience less stress. Because, think about it, your dream is your purpose. It is the reason why you're here, because there's a dream comes from a desire, right? Each of us have a desire to do something. And every time that you're not following your dream, not following your purpose, you're out of alignment. Every human being, every soul has a line that they have to follow. And every time you're out of that line, you're drinking, you're smoking, you're numbing yourself, you're cheating on your woman, whatever it is, you're out of alignment of where you need to be. And so as soon as you get in a relationship where somebody actually supports your dreams and wants you to be the best version of you, that is when you're going to grow. That tree is going to flourish because it's getting nourished. There's the sun, there's water, everything is coming all at once. And that is when you're going to achieve your dreams and you're going to do what you're meant to do in this lifetime. And, one great thing is also she celebrates your wins and she helps you with challenges and supports you through thick and thin because God knows, wow, that was really loud, sorry. God knows that in life, you're going to have ups and damn it, you're going to have downs and there are going to be some harsh, life gets difficult. You guys all know this, right? Life is hard, right? And if you don't have this woman by your side through that tough time, what's the point? What's the point of being in a relationship? I don't get it. Please, somebody explain to me. Why would you want to be with somebody who's not with you through the hard times as the good times, right? It's like those friends that only come to you. They're only on your bus when you're doing well, but as soon as you have a downfall, bye. They're gone. They're vanished. So you don't want somebody like that on your side. So example, when you get an exciting opportunity, she's right there cheering you on and not feeling threatened by your success. This one is huge. Now, the fourth point is a woman that is honest and direct. There's nothing more sexier to a man than a woman who is honest. You don't want anything else. Because a woman that is honest and direct also, by the way, when I say this, she's speaking to you in a respectful way, not a degrading, disrespectful way. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. And she doesn't beat around the bush, and also what honesty does is it builds trust. And trust is essential for a healthy relationship. As you guys know, without trust, nothing is going to happen in your relationship. And also she's clear about her feelings, her desires, her boundaries. And for in order for that to happen, by the way, a woman needs to be connected to herself and she needs to be aware of herself. So this is why I always, let you guys know, when you're dating, make sure, firstly, you're connected to yourself. You know what's going on in your body, in your mind. How do you feel when you wake up? And then also make sure that the woman is aligned to you in the same way, right? Now, there is research that highlights, the relationships built on transparency tend to have deeper, more meaningful connections. Honesty means that there's less room for misunderstanding or deceit, period. There's less room for it. And in relationships, the reason why most of them don't work out is because there's always misunderstanding. Sometimes I feel like the amount of divorces that happen, if people just first of all, they're willing to take accountability, and willing to grow, but also that they're willing to communicate. If you guys ever, I forgot their name now, but there's a therapist that talks about this all the time, where, when, let's say you and your partner are having a disagreement, and then I say my point, you know what? This is how I feel, X, Y, and Z. And what the therapist says, always ask them what they heard. Because most of the time, the other person is hearing the opposite of what you said. They're not even listening to you because sometimes, you're so triggered. You're thinking of, how do I defend myself? What do I say back? But you're not listening to what that other person is saying. And sometimes the solution is just in saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to try better. I'm going to try harder. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Sorry, I feel like I'm going to break this mic. This mic's not going to last like that, really. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to manifest that. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Okay. So sometimes, this is what I'm saying, misunderstandings happen in relationships with other person is not even listening to you. So just make sure that the woman is able to communicate how she feels without the ego and without blaming you. And she's open about what she wants from a relationship and where she stands. I think that is really important. And in order for that to happen, the woman, again, needs to know herself, who the hell she is. And if she's not happy with something, she's going to address it, listen to this, calmly and directly. She's not going to play all these games and be passive and, not talk to you. Like, she's not going to do all of this kind of thing because she's mature, right? And for example, instead of hinting on what's bothering her, she'll tell you exactly what's on her mind without fear or conflict. So her what is it called? Her intention is to solve this as a team. But what we usually do is we make each other the bad guy. You're the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. It's like there's no resolution in that. Now, the last but not the least, I thought I said the third one that wasn't the last one. I'm sorry. But this is the last one. The woman who shares your values and goals. This one is enormous. And I feel like so many people, so many men, they overlook this. They think like, okay, it's okay if these things don't align. We'll figure it out as we go along. And then, again, this is where, because usually men, they get attracted to women because of how they look. Right? It's just natural. It's not something you guys do on purpose. It's just natural. This is how men are. They look at how you look, and then they get, I don't want to say that word, but okay. So the reason why you should go ahead with a woman that shares your values and goals is because you have a solid foundation for a relationship that is more about attraction. And it's about building a future together, right? Because yes, attraction is important. I'm not saying, go out and stop looking for attractive women. No. If that's how it is, right? But also make sure that the values and the life vision is aligned. If you're saying, hey, I want to travel for the next 5 years, and she's like, no, but I want to have children in the next 2 years, that is a misalignment. And no amount of love, no amount of any money, whatever you're thinking that's going to change her mind is going to do it. It's not. So this is where understanding your boundaries also comes in, no matter how beautiful the woman is, okay? So there's research that shows couples with aligned values and life goals experience fewer conflicts and are more likely to stay together. When both of you are working toward the same vision, everything falls into place. It's like you're building an empire. You need a king and a queen, and you guys are working together towards the same goal, same intention, same direction. Because it's like, think about a highway. It's like she's going on 401 and you're going on 410 or whatever. It's like you're unable to meet each other at the same point. So you're going to have a lot of conflicts that arise. And this is why majority of relationships end up in a divorce, because both of the parties didn't have this conversation. What do you value in a human being? And I definitely never had any of these conversations before. I got married. What are your values? What kind of person do you want to be? How do you want to raise a child? Like, I never had any of these conversations that are so important before you get in a committed relationship. For example, if you both are passionate about giving back to your community, then we'll find joy in supporting causes together and building, that's what is going to build a deep bond between both of you, because you're working towards a common goal. So these are the 5 type of women that I would suggest for you to start dating. And so if you guys have any specific questions, you want to add some other type of woman that you would like men to date or suggest, please put it down below. And that's it. I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys are having an amazing start to the year, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video.